Despite being from a royal family, he received his education more similarly to what most Parsi boys of his age would get. In Parsi, education of children would normally start at the age of 5 to 6, and they would be taught two main subjects, mannerism and law. At the age of 9 or 10, the student would be sent to a judge, where not only they would see the judge deliver verdicts, but they would also actively participate and give verdicts themselves. After some time, the young boys were enrolled in the army. Until the age of 15, they were supposed to sleep in the town square and perform all given tasks like guarding the city. However, after the age of 15, whoever got married was allowed to spend the night at home. Cyrus also experienced all these steps in his lifetime as a child, as Xenophon explains. And after reading, we can also see that not only Zulqarnain exceeded all his peers in every way. From a young age, he had very high moral values and had an impeccable character. One thing that is worth mentioning is that the book Cyropedia was written by a Greek, and Zulqarnain and almost all his predecessors fought wars with Greece. And despite this, Xenophon presented Cyrus as a hero in his writings, which not only inspired many Western politicians, but also a world-famous Greek, Alexander himself. And because of that, Alexander fought in all those areas once ruled by Zulqarnain, and eventually fought with the Persians and won 200 years after the demise of the legendary hero Cyrus the Great. Although the army of Alexander fought with the Persians and burned down Persepolis, the richest city under the sun, but when he came to the tomb of Cyrus the Great, he made a sacrifice and paid homage to the hero he respected, admired, and followed. Zulqarnain in history is a towering figure whose reputation and ideals have stood the test of time. And not only is he mentioned in the worldly books, but also in the heavenly books like the Bible and the Holy Quran. But the word Zulqarnain itself, which has been used in the Quran, is an honorary title, which literally means the one with two horns. A similar title used in Islamic teachings is Zulqurnain, which was given to Hazrat Usman Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, which means the one with two lights. But one with two horns, what does that mean? As we already know, Zulqarnain or Cyrus hailed from Parsa. When he became the king, Parsa, being a substate of Media, along with all other substates, had to pay heavy taxes to the Median king, which caused friction and eventually a revolt. So as a result, in 585 BC, Zulqarnain took over Media and eventually all the substates. And because of conquering and joining Media with Parsa, he placed two horns in his crown, which meant that both states are now a part of the same empire, and the foundation for the Persian Empire was established, which belonged to Zulqarnain. Since readable text was not that well known and common in those days, so powerful images were also used along with text to convey important messages. When the tomb of Zulqarnain was excavated, a statue of Zulqarnain was discovered in which there were two horns clearly visible in the crown. And if we observe closely the engravings in between these two horns, we can see clearly the three corners of the world where Zulqarnain went and conquered, which include parts of modern-day Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran. The second conquest consists of Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, and Greece, and the third area was of Iraq, or then known as Babylon, all the way up to Jerusalem. Another important question is how did the Jews knew Zulqarnain? In 586 BC, the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, attacked and defeated Jerusalem, destroyed the first temple, and enslaved captured Jewish population and brought them to Babylon. Babylon at that time was the most influential city in the world, and the Hanging Gardens of Babylon still have a legendary status. Then in 539 BC, Zulqarnain, with minimal resistance, captured and took over Babylon within a single night. A scene that has been preserved in history and is also part of the biblical tradition. It is said that at the night of the attack, when the king of Babylon and his court were feasting, a hand appeared from the oblivion and wrote on the wall, "You have been weighed, you have been measured, and you have been found wanting." This was a warning for the king that his kingdom was about to fall. Hence the phrase, writing on the wall. These events are also mentioned in the Bible, Daniel 5. And after the conquest, Zulqarnain freed the Jews of Babylon. And since then, he is the only non-Jew in history for which the word Messiah was used by the Jews. And Zulqarnain is also mentioned in the Bible. In Isaiah 45:1, it is written, "Thus says the Lord to Cyrus, his anointed, whom I have taken by the right hand, to subdue nations before him, and to loose the lions of kings, to open doors before him, so that gates will not be shut." The mentioned verse of the Bible is quite similar to the way Zulqarnain or Cyrus has been mentioned in the Quran. And why wouldn't it be? Because the source is the same. Usually in those times, when a king would conquer any place, bloodshed and mayhem would follow. Pillaging would be the order of the day, but Zulqarnain was unlike any other. He was just and merciful with his subjects, and his reputation preceded him wherever he went. That is why, whichever land he conquered, his army, instead of decreasing, increased, because the people who he conquered, instead of fighting him, joined him. Do subscribe to our channel for upcoming documentaries, commentary videos, and so much more.